We're thrilled to once again have the Long Beach icon, my good friend, the one and only Harvey Weisenberg with the Weisenberg perspective. And folks, when I hear of 67, it's a special time for me because I think of 1967, growing up in Boston and 10 years old, and the Red Sox won the World Series, won the pennant that year, led by Long Island's Carl Yastrzemski, who got the Triple Crown, and they call it the impossible dream. But for my friend Harvey Weisenberg, 67 has a different meaning. Recently in Albany, Harvey was honored by the State Assembly and the State Senate for 67 years of dedicated service. And in today's political climate, you know one thing, and that's Democrats and Republicans can't agree on anything. But in the State Assembly, State Senate up in Albany, every single politician signed off to give tribute to the great Harvey Weisenberg, who got a prestigious honor up in Albany. And Harvey, welcome to the show, and talk about what that meant to you to get such a prestigious honor up in Albany from the State Senate and the State Assembly.
The rewards of my job in public service basically is the thank yous that you get. And it's a wonderful feeling to really be appreciated for your efforts. But the goal that I had in public service my whole life really came about because that's where I was brought up. My mother was an original social worker before they had that title. And my sister was a social worker, was my sister Brenda Seaton. And she was a woman of distinction for her efforts helping people as well. So being an elected official, I just felt that God gave me a mission, and we're doing the best we can to help people to have more happiness in their world and success and safety.
By the way, here is young Harvey at 3 with his mom and dad on the beach. Harvey, you're a good-looking kid at 3 years old.
Yeah, I'm ready to be a lifeguard.
Go ahead.
But the rewards, the thank yous that you get, that's what public service is all about. A lot of people today, unfortunately, seek public positions, elected officials, and they think about power and money. But the reality is when politics takes over government, as you can know, what's going on in the world today, you don't have government. So my efforts really were just basically reaching out to help people as best we could.
Okay, that was great. And you know, Harvey, something happened in Long Beach 9 days ago that I want to get the Harvey Weisenberg perspective on it. I get a message early in the day from my wife that a Rebo call went out that Long Beach water is not safe to drink. And unfortunately for Long Island Pride, it was the first day of Pride. Talk about the water crisis that engulfed Long Beach last weekend.
This is probably the most frightening thing that could ever happen to any community. That when you find out that your water is not drinkable and that you're endangering the health and safety of the people that reside. Long Beach is 3.5 miles, 3 miles long and a half a mile wide, and we have approximately 35,000 residents here. In the summer, it can go up to 100,000. And here we are in a situation where people, they were told, you can't brush your teeth, can't shower, don't drink the water, you gotta boil the water. How do you get E. coli in our water? And this is an interesting question because at a press conference, I asked that. It was asked in my presence, and they said, we don't know. And there's people from Albany that were down here, engineers and other people from the health services, and we don't know, and the response was, and we don't know if we'll ever know. And I'm saying, that's not an answer. Because I want you to understand from my life experience, 25 years on the Environmental Conservation Committee in Albany, in the Assembly, I protected the Lloyd Aquifer. That's our sole source drinking supply for the Barrier Beach. About 1,400 feet, pristine water. God put this water into our faucets, into our water treatment plant, if you will. And then we ended up that it's tainted, and the city does its job because they test water, and to find E. coli in our drinking water is shocking. And there's no way, we have to find out why. And I'm very happy because I'm happy about the fact that Todd Kaminsky, our state senator, happens to be the committee chair on the environmental committee in the state senate. And boy, it's great to know that we have a Long Beach person up there who has the intelligence and the desire to do what's right to protect the health and safety of our people. And I'm sure that Todd, when he has an opportunity, is going to get the research done to find out how to go from God's water into our water system and then come out being tested with E. coli. And the answer really is, I hope, I don't know when the pipes were, I would say when Buster Fleishman was the city manager, that's almost between 70 and 100 years ago, that this is the last time these pipes were really looked at or examined. So I hope we can get the financial resources to be able to do whatever has to be done to find out the cause and to be able to make sure that this does not happen again. And there's nobody better to be up there representing our city than Todd Kaminsky.
Thank you so much, Howie, for your input, and I totally agree. Let's hope that that never happens. And it's great that we have Todd Kaminsky up there. I think I had those chips getting in my throat a little bit, but thank you so much for that. And I love the book For the Love of a Child, and it's such a great read. But more importantly, it really touches on the impact that you had as a state assemblyman. And there's so many things that we could talk about, so many bills that, because of you, became law. But there's one thing that drives me crazy that I want to talk about that you pushed to make law. Sometimes I'm on the road and I see a young kid or a young woman, even an older woman, an older kid, texting while they're driving, stopping a light and they're texting. And you took the bull by the horns on that, Harvey, and let's talk about that, because honestly, I think it's really saved lives, because it happens, it still happens, but it happens a lot less because of your bill.
There is a story that's going to make you smile. Everybody knows that we have problems with people driving that they're distracted as they drive. There was a phone, but now we got moved on to even texting. And Carl Marcelino, who was the state senator, a Republican senator in the Senate, and I did it in the Assembly. And then I got a phone call saying that Governor Cuomo is going to put out a texting bill. And so I got a call from the governor's office and asked me if I would take the bill. I said, certainly. So I took the bill. I killed his bill and I passed our bill because I have to make the governor aware that legislators legislate and the governor has an opportunity to sign the bill or not sign the bill. But the answer really is, being a former police officer and having life experience to see what happens when people are distracted and fatal accidents, and how it's unbelievable that people are distracted for a period of time, that if you just look down at your phone and you're texting and you went 100 yards in your car without being an ability to visualize what's in front of you or what's happening. And then we have so many people that have been killed, and it's an increase. It's a dangerous situation, but there's texting and driving, and I will say that the governor even made it stronger. He did that with, we passed the bill, but then we do listen and work together, and that is recommendation. We made it even stronger. But it's something that's very serious. And there's another bill that I want to share with you, Leandra's Law. Leandra was a child who was in a car and the family was drinking and driving, and I said, this is horrible because children are being killed. They're captive in a vehicle, and if a person who is operating that vehicle is intoxicated or impaired from drug or alcohol, that there has to be a more serious penalty. And Leandra's Law, and I had many hours of debate on this legislation, but I passed it as well. And I want you to know that people who drink and drive with children in the car are going to go to jail. It's a felony. And that's the thing, and I can't even tell you how many hundreds of people have been arrested since we initiated this legislation. But there's a message, and people just see it all the time on the news, the tragedies where youngsters are being killed in cars that their family or other people are operating. So these are two bills, and being a police officer, you do the best you can, because we have a society that's nervous, in a hurry, rushing, and they have stress on their head and their mind, and they're not focusing on the health and safety of the other people on the road, truck drivers included.
Harvey, thank you so much, and let's say it and say it again. Don't text, and drive. Thank you, and thanks for your 67 years of public service, and we love having you on the show, the Harvey Weisenberg perspective.
Oh, I want to just add one more thing.
Oh, absolutely. Let's talk about
I mean, I watched Channel...
public service.
Well,
Channel 13.
I watched the program today, and it was really an awakening to me. Channel 13, public television. I mean, it's so important that we finance and support. As a matter of fact, I made a donation. But I really have to share this because it was a special program with Mel Brooks.
Sid Caesar.
Sid Caesar was being on it, Mel Brooks and
Carl Reiner.
Carl Reiner. I mean, I'm laughing as I'm speaking to you. They put on a program that was so enlightening, but it brought to view to me how the world has changed and the talent of Mel Brooks and Sid Caesar and Carl Reiner working together, and the happiness and the joy and the genius that existed between these. You know, you didn't need a script. You just put them together, and they made you laugh. But it was a different world. I mean, the values are different. They had things where love is important, and caring for each other and working together. But the happiness they brought to the world, this generation will never know. I mean, unless they can look back and see the wonderment of these three people. I'm telling you, I made a contribution to this program today, only because I just felt if we ever lose public television and we lose the valuable treasure of these talented people that we had in our lifetime, Blazing Saddles.
Oh my
It was
God.
like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
All the family.
Yeah, but you're going to the movie and you see some guy punch a horse and knock him out, and I said, how can they do anything like this? But the love for each other and how they related to each other, I mean, it was a whole total generation of happiness, love and happiness. Today, what we have, I don't know what the comedies today, I mean, they're a little tainted, they have different meanings and values, and they challenge the values that we were brought up with, because this is a changing world. But I'll know, and I say this very sincerely, the public has to really understand and appreciate what we've had in the years that we grew up, from the talent and the wonderment of Mel Brooks, Sid Caesar, Carl Reiner, and all the other, Jackie Mason. We had so many other comedians, but it was clean and it was funny.
George Burns.
Yeah,
Bob Hope. A lot of legends of that era.
Jack Benny.
Yeah, so many. Sammy Davis Jr., so many great ones.
That was a great program on Sammy Davis too. I mean, one of the best people God ever created. Wonderful talent. But you know what? Appreciate what we have. I just hope the world's going to settle down and take the time to really enjoy the happiness that you can have by just being together as a family and caring about each other, and then thank God for what we have.
Well said. Thank you so much for your contributions, the Long Beach icon, the one and only Harvey Weisenberg.